Hi everyone, it's Meredith and welcome back to my Sexy Seduction Series. This is me and Teddy Boy, and here he's perfect, isn't he, for my Sexy Seduction Series and how to make Cancer fall madly in love with you and never want to leave you. Is he not the perfect prop? It's so homey and cozy here. And if you have a dog in your life, this really does help with the Cancer seduction. So join me. So if you've got Mars in Cancer, that's what we're talking about, because Mars represents your sexuality, what you lust for, your life force energy. It's the way you'll fight. But today we're going to use it in context for what seduces you, how to seduce a Mars in Cancer. Now, if you are also just a Cancer or a Cancer moon, or if you have your Mars in the 4th house, or if you have your rising sign in Cancer, you should listen to this video all the way through, because I'm going to give you the top 10 seduction techniques on how to make your Mars in Cancer person fall madly, passionately in love with you. He's so cute. I love him. Anyways, let's start. What I want you to do is I want you to combine your sun sign with your Mars sign. In this series, I want you to go look inside this series, your Mars sign. I want you to look at your sun sign, possibly your moon sign if it's strong, and your rising sign. And I want you to combine that. But if you have your Mars in Cancer, it's kind of an interesting energy because it contradicts itself, right? I mean, the last thing in the world Cancer wants to do is create Mars energy. It functions really differently here. And this video is going to sound a little less sexy than some of my other videos, but that doesn't mean that Cancer doesn't have that provocative side. You have to remember that if you're a Cancer, you probably have Gemini energy, and you probably have Leo energy, and maybe even Taurus energy and Virgo energy in your chart. And so you have to really take into consideration the entire chart and where Mars is. So if Mars is in the 8th house, it's going to really amplify this placement. If you have Mars and Cancer in the 8th house, you should watch my Scorpio in Love video too, because the 8th house is scorpionic. So the house really does matter. So in this video, we're going to just talk about Cancerian energy and how to seduce somebody with this really strong Mars and Cancer energy. I have a lot of Cancers in my life, and if you've seen my other Cancer video, you already know that. And so, you know, I talked to my Cancers and I ran my notes by them. You know, they liked it. So let's dive in, okay? First, I want to tell you the aphrodisiac. I always love starting with the aphrodisiac. Now, the aphrodisiac for Cancer is, I'm sure you can guess it, it's loyalty. If you like your Cancer, I want you to show them that you will stand by them no matter what. You need to show them that you will take a bullet for them, you will stand up for them, you will be the protector of them, you will jump in front of the bus for them. Whenever you can, you will save them by the side of the road if you have to. You need to represent safety and security in all forms. Cancer has to feel safe to be naked in front of you, both metaphorically and physically. They will not unzip themselves for you if they don't feel safe. This is the lowest risk taking sign there is. Capricorns are also protective, but Cancers are going to take the safest route possible, and they are the most likely to not take a risk, especially a sexual one, because that makes them so vulnerable. Now, if you have a Cancer with a lot of Gemini in their chart, they'll be more risky. If you have a Cancer with a lot of Leo in their chart, they'll be a little bit more out there. Again, you have to take the whole chart into context. So, seduction tip number 1. Are you ready? Be sensitive. Lead with thoughtfulness. Seduce them slowly and with a really, really soft touch. Don't rush. You have to take your time. Don't push. Don't be gross. You cannot be gross. Show them that sensitivity by showing them your wounds. Make them feel something for you. Make them feel your tender heart. Show them your hurts, your aches, your pains. You know, Cancer is the archetype of the mother or the mothering energy. Even if they're a man with Mars and Cancer, they're going to love you like a good mom would. The Cancer and Mars that I have in my past cooked for me, fluffed the pillows for me, made sure I had a fluffy pillow when we were on movie night. I mean, Cancers will truly, even if they're men, love you like a good mama. So if you can make them feel a little bit sorry for you, they'll want to fix your wounds and fix your pains and mend your hurts and stitch you up, and it will be perfect. Now, don't manipulate them because they don't deserve it. They're so nice. They just don't deserve it. Really only reveal your wounds, your hurts, your aches, your vulnerability if you like them, if you want their affection and love and attention, because they give for real. The one thing about Cancer, I promise you this, they cannot be fake inside a relationship. They can't be. If they're not into you, how are you going to know it? They will totally shut down on you and go ice cold. They will make an Aquarius's iciness feel warm on a sunny day. Trust me. They can shut down like a crab. I mean, just like, I am not kidding. Trust me. I know this sign really well. So one of the ways to get them to open up is to show them your wounds. Okay, seduction tip number 2. Are you ready? Create traditions. They love traditions. They're very, very, very nostalgic. So date number 1 is going to be your new tradition. I'm not kidding. So you're going to circle back around to, hey, you want to go to our spot? You want to go to our place? You want to do our thing? You want to do, you get it, right? So you can even make traditions in the bedroom if you like. Have your ritual, have your side, have your trinket, your toy, your method, your deal, your song, your music, your lighting, your candle. You get it? There's like an ownership quality. It's a little bit like Taurus, but it's emotional connections. When you create tradition, you're creating a really deep bond. So I am reminding you to do this for real. Don't do this as a game. Sexy seduction tip number 3. Be honest and truthful. You need to be an honest lover. You know, they will respect that more than anything. Tell them your deal with compassion. You know, they can handle whatever truth you've got inside of you. They can handle whatever it is as long as you are genuine, honest, and truthful. Tell them that you need to go slow. You know, tell them that it's like a little bit too quick and fast and early for you. Tell them that you don't want to get hurt and you're afraid that you could really get hurt. They don't want to hurt anybody. So you need to make them say something along the lines like, I would never hurt you. Of course I would never hurt you. I would never hurt you, Teddy. If you don't want to be monogamous, you can tell them that. But lead with that. Be upfront about it. If they like you and you are honest with them, you create safety and security because you're truthful, they will still give you their heart. They really will. Okay, sexy seduction tip number 4. Care about their dreams. This one is so big. Don't underestimate this one. This is so, so big. Figure out what their dreams are, what their hopes, dreams, goals, and wishes are, what their fantasies are, and do anything you can to help them cultivate that dream. If they want a puppy, help them research what puppy. If they want another job, help them write their resume. If their fantasy is to become, I don't know, the best karaoke singer in the world, rent out the karaoke place for their birthday. Do whatever you need to do to help them cultivate their fantasies. Make them come alive. So you need to kind of figure out what their dreams are. They don't like to reveal these things, by the way, to just anybody. They're not going to reveal this to you as a stranger. You have to like get in there, right? And you have to be really sensitive about these fantasies and dreams because they're hard to reveal to you. So once you get the fantasy or the dream, you have to cherish it. I mean, cherish it like holy water. You have to see that this is sacred, and you have to keep their dreams kind of private unless it's a big, giant, loud dream that everybody already knows, which I doubt it. Don't make fun of them. Don't laugh at them. Act as if the dream or the fantasy is totally normal. Like, oh, wow, that's cool. I always wanted to do that. Get them into their safe haven, knowing that they shared this with you. When they appreciate you and express this to you, you know that they trust you. Put this dream or fantasy or wish or goal inside future conversation. So let's say they want to cut their first song, right? They're a songwriter. They want to cut their first song and they haven't really come out yet. I want you to talk like this, like, well, when we buy our first house together, or when we buy our mansion in the sky with your millions from your first album, it's going to be so cool. When we traveled the world because you're a famous singer, or let's say their thing is YouTube, like, yeah, after you become a YouTube sensation, we can all quit our day jobs, right? So it's almost like I believe in you. I buy into your dream. And not that you're an opportunist. I don't want you to give that impression. I just want you to be cute and charming about how they're going to change the world and you're going to be right there with them in the future. Their heart will melt. That is so powerful. Do not underestimate the power of believing in their dreams and helping them foster them, nurture them, and not laugh at them. They are just going to ravish you. Okay, seduction tip number 5. Be responsible. Be your word. If you say you're going to be there at 5 o'clock on Saturday night, you better be there at 5 o'clock on Saturday night, because these people need someone that they can count on, and they are not going to sleep with anybody. They are not going to like anybody. They are not going to allow themselves to fall in love with anybody who is not trustworthy and is not their word, and somebody who is just irresponsible flake. They can't stand it. They might hang out with you for a little while, but when they catch on to you not being your word, they're out of there. It won't last. They need that glue. Look at this little baby. He's not a Cancer, but I think he thinks he is. He's so cute. He's my baby. He's 4 years old. He just turned 4. When you are your word, they can let their guard down. They can merge with you. They can get intense with you. They can share their heart with you, and they can share their body with you. Completely give themselves over to a person who they trust, to a person who they really believe will be responsible for them and responsible for yourself and responsible for your relationship and your union. I mean, that is so, so critical to them. Seduction tip number 6. Care about their family. It's a lot like Leo. With Cancers, you have to care and love their family, their pets, their roots, their heritage, where they came from. You have to be willing to really sink into the history of their heritage, their culture, their family. If they've got certain dishes that they eat, music that they play, and traditions that they do for holidays or for birthdays, you just sink right in there. Here's a little bonus, okay? If you can get your Cancer's mother, and if they don't have a mother, whoever raised them, their grandmother, their aunt, their father, if they don't have a mother, if you can get the Cancer's mother to like you, you're in. You're pretty much in. I mean, the mother is really the key to the Cancer. And if there is not a good relationship with the mom for the Cancerian that you're dating, or maybe you are the Cancer, by the way, let me know if you think this is true. I'd love to know about how important is it to you, if you are a Cancer or Cancer in Mars, that your mom or your primary nurturer like your partner. Usually Cancers cannot bear and cannot deal with the havoc the pain, the suffering, and the agony that will play in their soul if their mother or primary love source, it can be a father, it's usually a mother, but it can be a father, not underestimating men here at all, doesn't like their partner. So leave me a comment in the notes section, please. I want to know if you can relate to this. If you are moon in Cancer, sun in Cancer, Mars in the 4th house, or a big giant 4th house packed with planets, or Cancer rising. I want to know how you feel about that. And sometimes even if you are not that close with your mother, you still want your family's approval around your partner. So family approval is just so critical. And so love their family, get to know their mom, bring their mom, something that is a little gift or a trinket when you first meet her. Flowers if you're meeting for the first time, or spices for cooking, or something from your background, or a box of chocolates. It can be something very small, but it just says it's a little gift to say, I honor you. Don't forget, this is so much better if it's genuine and real and from your soul, right? Don't manipulate these sweethearts. Please don't use this to the negative, right? This is just, how is this person wired? What is critical to this person? How can you really seduce this person into really opening up to you? And how can you get them to merge deeply with you in a romantic way, in a sexual way, in a physical way, in an emotional way, in an intuitive way? And by the way, all those ways are one thing for a Cancer. For example, a Cancer will not have sex with you and not be intuitive. A Cancer won't be physical with you unless they feel safe with you. You need to realize the complexity of this sign. And the seduction tips might sound kind of simple and easy because they do kind of like simple pleasures, and they're not that complicated. I know they get accused of being moody, but they read the vibration of their partner, and they are such loving partners when they truly feel safe and when they are in love, because they give all of themselves to you. I mean, the reason why they want you to jump in front of a bus for them is because they would jump in front of a moving train for you. And they want the equity inside a relationship. And the reason why they want you to be responsible is because they are with you normally. Unless they have like a ton of Gemini in their chart, these people are loyalists. I just want you to think about this mom factor. It's a pretty high factor with Cancers. The other piece to this is seduction tip number 6 still, because it's a big one. It's a juicy one. They love little kids and they love pets. Tell them like, you want to get a puppy with them, or God, they're so beautiful or smart, or their DNA is just so impressive that you would just love to have their children, right? Oh, that melts a Cancer's heart. Even if it's not possible, even if you are 70 years old and you guys still can't have children, tell them, God, how I wish I could have your children, or I can't have kids anymore, but wow. If I could, I'd like to have yours. They will fall so madly in love with you right there. If they like you, they'll just be like, okay, take me. Okay, let's just try. Love their family. Look at their photo albums. Listen to their stories. Care about their loved ones. Ask them about their old toys. If they still have a toy box or like old storage, go into their storage and ask them, tell me about this painting. Tell me about this artifact. Tell me about this stuffed animal. Oh, this is the cutest little sweater. Who wore this? Go through their family heirlooms. I know, shoot me, right? It's like, oh God, I don't even go through my own heirlooms, let alone wanting to go through yours. But the stories will be really fascinating, and they'll remember their stories with great pride and emotion and detail. And if you want your Cancer to fall in love with you, you just go ask them to go look through their old treasure box. Oh my God. They will love you. My brother has a treasure box, and he wouldn't call it that, but it's like a trunk, and in it, he has all of his, he has every single stripe that he earned. He's career Navy, retired military, and he won accolades and awards galore. And I forget what you call it, but all the stripes that you wear, there's a story inside each one. And, you know, he opened up that trunk and he's just got story after story after story to tell. And the stories are fascinating. And there's a lot of pride in those stories. And some of those stories, you know, I was so moved and I was so touched, they made me cry. They're meaningful because Cancers like to pass down their stories. They like to pass down their heritage. They remind me a little bit of the Native American culture because, you know, the moon rules them. They're very connected to the soul of the earth, right? And when I say the soul of the earth, sometimes I think Taurus is connected to the beauty of the earth because they're ruled by Venus. They love the beauty of the waterfall or the beautiful sound of the waterfall. Well, Taurus connects to the life force energy in the waterfall, the life force energy in the petal of the flower. Cancerians and Cancer and Mars and Cancer reminds me of Native American culture. They like the folklore of their culture. They like the lore of their culture. They like the history. They like legacy. They want to pass down their traditions. So when my brother was talking about, you know, all of the badges of honor, if you will, that he earned, it meant a lot to him because it was like passing himself down. If you're involved in a romantic relationship with a Cancer, this is how you get them to open up their heart. And they struggle having a sexual relationship with you if their heart isn't open. And if they can do that, they've got some other element in their chart playing out because pure Cancerian energy can't do that. Love and sex go together and it's honored and it's cherished. Now, if they have a lot of, you know, like I said before, Gemini, or if they have a lot of Aquarius or Sag or something that can be more playful, then that's a different story. Create sweet times together. Be their person. What will happen is when you listen to their stories, you will actually etch yourself into their soul. And they won't be able to say goodbye to you. Okay. Seduction tip number 7. You ready? Cook for them. If you are capable, cook for them, or at least enlist them to cook for you. So, better yet, cook together. Create a meal that you could be a good assistant on, a good sous chef. At the very least, you got to be a sous chef, okay? You can be the chef. They will love it, especially if you're a good cook. Make it a sexy night at home with all the feel-good foods. They love comfort food, a warm fire, maybe oceanside or a beach picnic. They love water and they also love fire because they love to be warm and cozy. Look at this. I hope I can do this for you. There we go. It's almost Christmas. I know I'm doing my Cancer video at Christmas, but that's okay because it's warm and cozy and we know that Cancers love warm and cozy. They like fire because it's warm, but they prefer fire in a fire pit outdoors, underneath the moonlight, or on the beach, a bonfire by the beach. So if you could like, gosh, go get, you know, some seafood and cook it by the bonfire. Oh, like, you know, shrimp scampi on skewers. Oh, they would love that in garlic butter. They love really delicious food. Don't scrimp on them because they really do love super delicious food. So seduction tip number 8, love and nurture their home. And be at home with them. If you're going to want a Cancer to fall madly in love with you, you have to be willing to watch movies. Be willing to watch movies at home. And even better yet, home movies. Have fun with that. Look at all the vacation film. If you make me watch your home videos with you traveling through Mexico City, you know, I'm just like, I can do 5 minutes of it, but I can't do a night of that. Unless I was on the adventure. But I would like to learn a little, but you're a better soul than me because you're dating the Cancer or you are the Cancer. So have patience, right? And watch movies with them. I would just rather watch Christmas with the Cranks. And funny movies, deep movies. You know, Cancers love movies. They love the psychology of people, and they love romance movies. They even like chick flick movies. I mean, they do. They like understanding the human dichotomy. And they, you know, they're the archetype of the mother. They're the archetype of the nurse. They're the archetype of the counselor. And so they do kind of like psychological thrillers. I'll just tell you a little secret. So my daughter is really into, I don't know why, it's her Scorpio moon, I'm sure, but I saw her watching the documentary on Ted Bundy, and I was like, ah, why are you doing that? Don't do that. That's gross. We don't want that negative energy. But she said to me, Mama, you know, she's 13. I want to understand that man, and why would he do something like that? I just want to know why a person goes like that. That's kind of Scorpio, but it is also another form of Cancer, because Cancer likes to understand people. And so they like watching movies where the people are kind of complex. I'm not saying Ted Bundy. I really do think that's her Scorpio moon more so, but Cancers like the psychology part. They like the human dynamic. They do like a good spy movie because they like figuring out, okay, who's bad, who's good, what's the motives, what are they doing? They're very intuitive. If they like you, they want to invite you over to their house. They want to have a fire. They want to have good food. They want to watch a movie together. If you do go on vacation, and a lot of Cancers do like to travel, but it's got to feel like a homey vacation. The Italian villa or the villa in Mexico, and it should feel like a home away from home or an upgrade of their own home. And they don't like to run around and do a lot of stuff. You know, they're not Gemini here where they want to learn and be educated. They're not a Sagittarius where they want to do the historical, you know, tour of the Boston Tea Party and reenact. No, I mean, maybe a little bit, but they really want to chill out. They want to chillax. My brother, who's a Cancer, it's so funny. When we go on vacation, he's just like, Mare, come on. I'm tired. Let's relax. Go grab a beer. Grab a beer and do what? He's like, and sit down. I'm like, we're on vacation. We can't sit down. We have to go learn about the whole world. So it's funny. So they want to feel homey with you. You have to feel like, if you're going to seduce these people, you have to feel like you're an extension of their home. You have to create warmth for them. You've got to master the art of the perfect snuggle. The perfect body snuggle. I mean, you have to master being the jigsaw piece to them, like the full body snuggle, and melt them into you, you know, so you guys become one. Mesh and merge into them while you're watching the movie, and you will see. And you need to be very subtle and artful. You know, when you unbutton their blouse, you have to kind of be a little bit Virgoian or Scorpionic in being able to unbutton it without them even noticing, because they like subtlety. They really like nurturing, warm, sensitive, soft touch. They do not like brazen, brash touch that makes them feel unsafe. And I'm not saying they don't have a wild side, but it's going to take you time to figure out what that is. And the other thing is they do have a wild side. They do. They have a wild side. But it's only after they really trust you. It's only after you have spent quite a bit of time showing up when you said you would show up. If you say you'll be there at 5 and show them, or you show up at 8, or you forgot, you're not going to get ever to the kink. You're not going to find the wild side in them. They won't give it to you because they have to be extra uber safe in order to go there. So I want to know, do you have your Mars in Cancer? I want to know if you can relate to this. Leave me a comment below, please, 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 and tell the other Cancers, because we all learn from sort of the collective, and I want to build a Cancerian community here. And I also want to invite you to go check out my Everything Cancer video, because I put a lot into that video. It's one of my better videos. I think you'll get something kind of new and refreshing. I like to step outside of the stereotypical advice, or I just like to go a layer deeper. I like to step beyond the stereotypes, and I like peeling back the veil, if you will, to see like the more complex version of the signs. And if you haven't checked out my channel, please go check out all my videos on my channel and subscribe. I'd love for you to be a subscriber. I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by January, and I only need 1,500 more. I'm almost there. Help me get there. Help me get there. So if you haven't been a subscriber, please subscribe and ring that little bell, because I upload new content every single Sunday. Just remember, Sundays with Soul Navigation at 9:30 in the morning, and a new video will be uploaded for you. So anyways, let's move on. Seduction tip number 9. No giant, big, flamboyant PDA. Nope. I know, it's kind of a drag, right? For those extroverted signs that like to show their affection, that like the blowhorn, right? That like to propose on the Jumbotron at the Seattle Mariners game. Are you a Mariners fan? If you're a Mariners fan, please let me know. Are you a Seattle Seahawks fan? Do you live in Seattle? Are you here with me or no? Please tell me you're not a Patriots fan, and then we can be okay. Anyways, they don't like big, giant displays of affection. They don't trust it. They don't believe it. They think you're full of BS. They don't buy it. They think it's fake. And I know it's not. It's not even fake, but they can't resonate with it. They can't let their guard down. It makes them be on guard and be tense and be freaked out. And they'll be like this. They can't do it. They just cannot do it. It has to be a PDA, public display of affection, has to be genuine, warm, subtle, artful, graceful. It has to be done in sort of a quiet way. They will like it more if it's just between you two. If it's too loud or too flamboyant, they feel like it's for you, not them. Can you believe that? They actually feel like the PDA is for your benefit, not theirs. And they don't want to accommodate that, because that's just ego. And they are very private. So kiss them in a subtle way that says, I love you. I want you. I respect you. I accept you. I feel you. I see you. I know you. I appreciate you. That's really quiet, intimate, and intense. That is what they love. This is not Aries. This is not Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you need to go full-blown Jumbotron blowhorn. You need to have confetti coming down with the signs that say, I love you. Woo, woo, right? Come in on the fire truck. Not Cancer. It won't work. If it's showy, they're gonna clam up. They are the crab. Seduction tip number 10. I've already kind of covered this, but it's so important. I want to do it again. Represent security. Have a decent job. Be confident. Earn a good, decent, solid wage. Be of value to them. Probably have money in a bank account. Don't overspend. They don't like that. This is a sign that does not need you to go spend wildly on them. They will feel guilty ordering the most expensive thing on the menu, unless you really give them permission, unless they know that you and they can both afford it. They aren't frugal, but they are very realistic and pragmatic, and they don't want to like sell the house down the river in order to have, you know, a good meal. They really, really, really are seduced by not a bank account, but a savings account. Leo likes the bank account. Cancer needs the savings account. So if you have a savings account, you need to brag about it right away on the first date. Like, oh, yeah, I had a great, how was your day? My day was great. What'd you do? Oh, well, I went and I made a really good deposit in my savings account today. Oh my God, I think I love you. I'm sorry, I cracked my own self up. Oh, I live with this, people. I live this out. Gosh, I don't know if I told you, but I've been doing astrology for 23 years. Blah-de-dee, blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of telling you about myself. Just go read all about me in the notes section or Google me. You'll find me out there. But I'm a professional astrologer and I do astrology readings all day long, sometimes up to 35 readings a day. I know it's crazy. Some are short, but I love it. I'm an evolutionary astrologer and I started studying in the 90s and it's just been the best thing in my whole life. And I love doing it. And I love, 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 love helping people fall in love. I am kind of a love and relationships expert, and I love helping people fall in love with their own selves, their own souls, their own life, finding their own self-worth. And I like making relationships better, you know, parents to children, siblings, co-workers, bosses, and lovers, and husbands and wives. So it's just awesome. So if you don't have a savings account, or if you don't have a lot of money, just be of value to them. You know, put your time in to the relationship. Sweat equity matters. It counts so, so much. If you're the breadwinner and you're not the Cancer, but you're dating the Cancer, enlist their help because they want to be of value to you. And if you're dating them and you don't have the money, do something that is really valuable to them. Help them lay their tile. Help them put a new door on the front of their house if they need it. Help them fix their TV. Watch their kid for them if they need help. You know, cook for them. Do something that says, I'm here in this with you. And I am of value to you. Help them feed the animals, walk the dog, clean the house, take out the trash. They will love that. I mean, that's worth your weight in gold. I've got kind of a bonus one. So it's actually seduction tip number 11, but we're just going to call it 10A. This is a little bit like Pisces. Let them have their privacy. Cancers are very, very private. Don't probe. Don't make them reveal if they don't want to. Don't ask them super overly direct questions that will embarrass them. Don't expose them. Don't make them the butt of your jokes. They don't even really, unless they have some Gemini in their chart, they're not even going to like being teased. I know, right? Some Cancers can handle it if they've got the sense of humor of a Leo and they've got some Gemini or Aries. But you have to tread carefully because they don't want overexposure. They don't want you to plaster them all over social media. You have to get their permission before you put them on social media. They want to make sure they look good in the picture. They want to make sure it represents the image that they want to portray. They don't want their insides to be on the outside, especially on the internet. Oh my God, they are very, very private. So if you're a little bit playful, it really helps them open up. They're shy and they're even kind of like childlike. And have you noticed that your Cancers, and if you have Mars in Cancer, there's a little bit of like a childish goofiness to you where they can like kind of go back in time to their childhood. Like they could literally show up as a grown adult in a onesie. They could find some childhood memory, I don't know, like Gilligan's Island or something, and be watching a rerun of it. You know, there's a little bit of a goofy side to them. And it's because they love the nostalgia of their childhood so they can reenact it or relive it at these odd times. And so if you could play with them that way, they will reveal to you all those secret thoughts that they have. They'll open up to you more, not in a teasing way that puts them down, but in a teasing way that makes them feel so cute or adorable or sweet or like you know, that's so fun, like celebrating them, right? Because when they get their feelings hurt, they will shut down, shut off, close off, and go away. The best thing that you can do is know that if you're just looking for a fling, this is not your person. If you want a real relationship and you want to grow something and you're ready for something really, really loyal, and I mean, even if you're 19 years old, these people are like ready for a real relationship, at least so they think. Hopefully they found a good enough person who is well developed for them at 19. But they never feel like they're too young to have a real commitment. And so these are the real commitment people of the zodiac. You know, I often say Cancers don't leave. They just don't. Oftentimes they get left, but they usually don't leave. So let me know and let me tell you, if they do leave, then I guarantee you the other person sabotaged it. Because they don't leave for just no reason. It takes a lot for a Cancer to leave. Let me tell you, it takes a lot for a Cancer to bond, and it takes even more for them to leave. It's the truth. Okay, this is Meredith with Soul Navigation. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got a lot out of it. Let me know, leave me a comment, and please go check out all my other videos and stay tuned for my next video coming up on Sundays with Soul Navigation at 9:30 in the morning. I post content here every Sunday. Take care from my family to yours. I wish you the very best.